Roadworthy Rescues, we save a forgotten Pontiac that sat for 30 years and converted to EFI. There it is. No. Our hunt for forgotten classic cars has brought us to the middle of nowhere in Illinois. We're going to be picking up a vehicle that's been off the road for about 30 years or so. It's not this beautiful Sierra 35. It's somewhere back here buried in a shed. Let's go find it. Is that a 1250 Cub Cadet? Nice. This guy's got a lot of good stuff laying around here. I see a, I don't know, 80s Corvette. It's probably got that tune port in it. 40 Ford, see that from a mile away. This thing is covered in ants. This is really cool. I think this is like a 64 Ford. Well, we got a 460 in here. Keep going. Looks like a 50 Plymouth. You don't see those a lot. And here is the car that we're after. 1966 Pontiac Tempest. There's two reasons I was really interested in this car. One, it's a four-door, and four-doors wagons are really hot, and I've always liked them my whole life, to be honest. But the biggest reason is what's under this hood, and it's probably not what you're thinking. There it is. The OHC Straight 6, or overhead cam engine. This thing is really neat. Goal today is to get this thing running, and I've got to drive this thing 300 miles back to the shop where we can continue working on it. I think the first step is we just got to push this thing out of this garage. It's really tight in here, and we can get a better look at what we got going on. Yeah, not so much rolling. What a cool looking car, huh? Looks like the shed's got some termites, maybe. Pontiac made the Tempest from 60 to 1970 and a Gid from 87 to 91, but we'll pretend those newer years don't exist. You're welcome. This one here is obviously a four-door post, but in 66 you could get one without the post. So it'd be a hard top. It's like a late 80s, early 90s restoration here, and that's where this is going to get interesting. We were told this has been off the road for 30 years, so could get a little spicy. Actually, exceptionally clean, with the exception of a lifter, and actually this is a really good time to explain how this engine works. Traditional pushrod engines have the cam somewhere in the block, right? And then you have push rods and lifters and rocker arms that run the valve train. Well, in this unit, the cam is on top of the engine, and the lobes basically operate off of this, and this is what's opening and closing the valve train. So this is a little bit concerning that there's just random valve train parts back here. Either it's missing or maybe it's been replaced. I don't know. Let's jump on the inside and see what we got going on in here. Oh, it smells like a potato sack full of used knee braces. It's not good. It's not good, but headliner is about perfect. About 14 different flavors of mold growing in here. 15, very reminiscent of the GTO right here. Air conditioning. I'll be dipped. Doubtful very that works. AM and the FM. Frequency modulation. Oh. One of those bottom exit units. I mean, it's a pretty solid car. Oh, we got boom booms in the back. You know, the Warren G's, got some speakers. Shift linkage is there. Blinker stick seems to be doing stick things. Sure, good enough to get home. Let's take a closer look under the power barn here. Come up with a plan, maybe. Nope, just gonna wing it. But yeah, this thing is really neat. And at first glance, I mean, everything seems to be here. Definitely has had a Craigslist rebuild done, you know, brand new. Lost the receipts. This might not be too bad. Fingers crossed. The one huge hiccup we could have here is a fiberglass reinforced timing belt that runs this whole contraption. So if that thing isn't, doing the thing, the engine doesn't run. And that is a mess doing that job. So I got a ratchet down here on the crank. I'm gonna hold that with one hand so it doesn't interfere with the ratchet. Try to roll this thing over 360 degrees. I'll get my ear meter out, extended about 3 millimeter. And then we're gonna listen, make sure we hear the valve train turning and everything like that. Then we know the belt's in good condition and the engine's not stuck. Oh yeah, it's turning. It doesn't feel that bad. Usually you can feel like ring ridges, things like that. I think we're in good shape there. That is fantastic news. Let's move on to the ignition system. I don't know, start probing things, make lights come on and off on the tools. And then once we get sparkles to the engine, we'll figure out a fuel system at that point. I got a very specific battery for this rig because it's got a go handle, Slide this in. All right, so now we'll go ahead and throw the ignition sticks in, park check, key on, and then we'll go ahead and move towards seeing if we got spark at the old sparkulators. So here's my little blinky test light thingy. All right, we're gonna crank her over, see if we got any spark. Oh, that sounded terrible. I'm already about 114.2% positive. The points, they're not, the contacts aren't pointing. Did a little bit of rooting around in there, and this one, I don't know. That's not right. So there's a chance the guy's thinking this was grounding out on the case of the distributor there. Got a new contact set here. We'll pop this in and should get us going. Okay. Light bulb should do light bulb things. And it is. We've got the spark. We got sparks now. So we got to move on to fuel. Now I'm going to run a temporary fuel supply into an NHRA approved fuel container. Nope, definitely just a snowmobile tank. And now we can see if the needle and seat work, probably not. And then hopefully this thing just fires off. Yep. Yeah. Wow, this stubborn little mule. What do you think Randy Travis is doing? I don't know. This guy, he can go up here. So now, there we go. I can hear it filling the bowl, and that should change tone if the needle's gonna hold. I need my carburetor adjuster. There it is. Theoretically, if I crank on this, it should hopefully make some noise. Bring the thunder. It kind of did the thing. Come on. Starter sounds like a dying dolphin. Running. Come on, girl. It's alive. Kind of. Doesn't sound very good. I think I'm gonna kill it. We'll start working through this thing. Well, I think what the guy's gonna do here is pull out all the sparkulators. Oh yeah, that's richer than Oprah. Mazel change on the lightning hoses. Them are older than all three of my kids combined. And then we'll just start working through a tune-up. Welcome to Derek's non-fictional storytelling time. Did you know Pontiac developed 8 straight 6 engines between 1926 and 1969? This was the only overhead cam straight 6 that they made. Pretty neat. Lightning Storm is brand new. We're probably gonna have to dig into that fuel make it happener and rebuild on it. There we go. Oh yeah, she's pretty dirty. We'll spray out the exteriors first right into the oil drain pan, and then we'll go ahead and pop it apart and see what we can do with the thing. Old Rochester. Whoppin'. No, it's more like, but you know. Now, guy's just gonna start spraying everything down and say smart words and then put it back together in the reverse order. Okay, we got this thing all rebuilt, and hopefully with new sparkulators, lightning hoses, other doodads over there, and this rebuilt, it runs like 17% better. Clicky clacky. Let's see what we got. But idles now, just still, you know, poorly. All right. So I was looking down there and I could see the vacuum advanced diaphragm putting timing into it, basically. Take that away and, well, it runs a lot more gooder, I'm sure. Yeah, that's fine. It'll come around. I mean, 30 years is a long time for a vehicle to sit, right? So we got to let the rings come back around and do all sorts of stuff. It's time to put some water in this thing, see if the radiator even holds water. Thermostat might be stuck, I don't know. The biggest thing is I'm gonna move because I can't breathe any longer. So I got some basically fuel injector, carburetor, solvent, cleaner stuff here. Hopefully bring those sticky rings back around, and whatever is wrong with the number 3 cylinder, it'll completely rebuild that. Runs like a Swiss watch, and I ain't kidding you. Well, that's a pretty good sign. We just abused on it pretty good, didn't get hot. Unfortunately, it is smoking a little bit. My belly button tells me it's that number 3 cylinder, but you know, a long drive home at sustained RPM is probably just what this thing needs. It's got to stretch its legs out a little bit. I think while we got it running here, might as well jump in, grab on the shift machine, and see if it, you know, shifts. Neutral, of course that's gonna work. Drive. Oh yeah. Reverse. Oh yeah. All right. Ooh. Pretty sure I just blew yeah, I just popped the brake line. That's fantastic. Well, we have a transmission and no brakes. Perfect. That is just perfect. Yep. So, it's bleeding the brakes. We're getting fluid to the rear just fine. The master cylinder is doing its thing. Unfortunately, we've got no fluid at the front at either side here. That's supposed to be open in the center to let fluid travel through. Not even close. So I think I determined why the drinker side front isn't braking. The C-clamp over here, you know, I don't think that's supposed to be there traditionally, but I'm not mad. I get to take home a new C-clamp. Well, we're losing light, so I think we're gonna call it for today, but listen, I know it looks like a mess, but we had an awesome first day. After 30 years, we got the Pontiac fired back up. Sounded pretty good. The transmission works. It seems to be staying cool. We're just fighting these brakes right now, but we're down to one wheel. We'll see you guys bright and early. Tomorrow, the goal is to put this thing on the highway. 11:07 early o'clock. Back on the Pontiac Tempest here. So we got all the brakes bled here. None of them are blowing out right now, and we don't have any leaks. That's the main thing. I'm gonna move on to the fuel system here. We're gonna need the capacitize if we're gonna go 300 miles. I think it would be a lot of fuel stops at 2 gallons. I'm gonna put a fuel filter in line before the pump, try to save on that. Hopefully that one even works. And then put another fuel filtre over here right before the carb. And then we can kind of monitor what kind of debris and rust and who knows what we're gonna pull out of that tank. So a guy wants to put a water temperature gauge in here. Weird, I know, right? We want to make sure this thing stays cool not only on the way home, but I have some pretty radical ideas to hot this thing up when we get it back to the shop, and having a temperature gauge is very, very important for that process. What I'm going to do here is actually remove the thermostat housing, or the water neck here, drill and tap that. Well, you can see there's a huge advantage to buying vehicles from other fellers that do hot rod stuff. Well, there's the fitting, so I could stick my temperature probe right in that guy. This is just going to get mounted up in the cab there, and of course, and then we'll be able to monitor the temperature. Deedle, deedle, deedle. Here we go. Well, we got our new tires and wheels here. Biggest difference is we're going from a 205 on a 14 to a 225 60/15 all the way around. And, oh yeah, white letters out. Yep. Kind of gives it that muscle car feel. Outlaws! I think this will give it a nice attitude. It's finally that time. The Tempest is ready to hit the road. Redid the ignition system, tuned her up a little bit, adjusted the timing, rebuilt the fuel, make it happen around here. Yep. Brakes and brakes. I gotta go this way? I can't remember. And brakes. Tires and wheels, just enough cleaning to see where we're going. Let's throw this thing on the road, see what it does. First few miles is gonna tell us a lot. Ooh, tire rubbish. Bad. That's all right, just gotta turn wide. Power steering works great. Biggest thing is gonna be keeping an eye on this temperature gauge, and also this fuel gauge, if it happens to work, would be absolutely amazing. Otherwise, we'll have to do the calculations, and I'm not good with the math magicianals. For some reason, the sawdust is staying on the hood. How is that happening? Ain't got no AC support. Oh, wait, that is literally blowing right now. Oil pressure, 39 pounds of that. Give or take 39. Well, speedometer says 60. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm gonna cruise at this speed for a while. Doesn't feel like I'm really pushing it. We're at 190.7 degrees on the temperatures. And if we do good, doesn't get hot, maybe we'll pick up the pace just a little bit. Well, that's what 230 degrees looks like on a Pontiac, I guess. No water in the oil. That's good. I'm gonna back the timing off. I think it's the first thing I'm gonna do. Too advanced, too hot. Well, I got the timing readjusted. Adjusted the air fuel mixture on the fuel making happener. Adjusted the idle speed as well. Somewhere along the way here, I better pick up like 512 gallons of water, I think. Maybe just fill the back seat. And hopefully this works. Got her down to 190 again. Just gonna get some clean air here. Make a slower pace. See what happens. Credence Clearwater. Slow down. Legendary Nashville. I like to call it Nash Vegas. It's changed a lot. It has, and I ain't kidding you. Buy one pair, get two pair free on the boots? Okay, sun's going down. Let's find a highway, get this thing back to the shop.
Yes.
Well, we actually made it to the shop. I asked a lot of this Pontiac today, and it actually delivered. Now, tomorrow, we're going to tear into this thing, and we're going to go ahead and hop up the 6-cylinder, of course, dress the paint and interior, but first, I'm going to get a little shut-eye. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Well, good morning. We're back on the 66 Pontiac Tempest here, and I brought some help in. Dan, the interior man. How's it going, Dan?
Perfect.
Thanks for coming down. Appreciate it.
I love it down here.
So I'm going to write out a list here on the windshield, something we could just start knocking some items off. I think I'm going to dig in on the engine first. Now, the popular vote, of course, is going to be probably take this straight 6 out, put some sort of Pontiac V8 in there, and I hear you. But listen, personally, I'm kind of fond of this OHC6. They're incredibly unique, and they're getting really, really hard to find. So I'm going to leave this thing in here, but we got some work to do on it, that being said. So we got new exhaust, we got a 4-barrel intake. Now I want to fix the hesitation, improve throttle response, and we're going to do that by going fuel injection. And I know that's a little unique as well, but hey, why not? And then the interior here, we got Dan here, and you can work your magic. What are you thinking on that?
Well, the headliner, we had some really good luck with that headliner. So we're going to take that down, re-sew it, put new listings in it, and put it back up in there. And it should look brand new when we're done.
Nice. What about the seats? What are we going to do there?
Well, we've got some black seat covers.
Dash? You going to do the dash?
Yeah, we have a new dash, and that's also black, so that's going to work out fine.
Now, obviously, on the exterior here, just cleaning this thing, washing it, and doing a quick buff and maybe a little bit of shine juice is going to be an incredible transformation. I think it's probably going to be just enough. This is a lot of work, so Dan, we better get digging in here.
Okay. So, there you go.
Helps if you turn it on. Can't wait to see what this thing looks like. Well, while this is drying off here out in the sun, I'm gonna scoot into town and pick up a bunch of miscellaneous pipe and pieces and things. We got a 2-piece header system here, and I gotta make this somehow do the thing under the car, and the other one's in also a weird shape. So I don't know. We're gonna go get a bunch of pieces and flanges and things like that and try to put something together, I guess. Another beautiful day in Tennessee. Guy doesn't mind going to the parts store when you have a drive like this. It's just beautiful. And, you know, the classic car helps a lot. What's this thing do? Oh, this one's way better. Sure. Sure. I think we got what we need to cobble something together. It's basically just got to be gooderish enough to where an O2 sensor does the O2 things. Oh. So I'm digging into the intake and exhaust, and they're on the same side, obviously, over here, like a lot of straight 6s are. Got the intake log and the exhaust log right underneath of it. So I'm gonna get the accessories off, the power steering, the charging whirler, and basically strip the entire side of this block, because then I gotta piece this header in here, or headers, and start figuring out an exhaust system. And well, I'm not an exhaust guy.
What we have here is a seat back, and we also have the seat bottoms for a 67 Firebird that we're trying to make work in a 66 Pontiac Tempest. They're way too short side to side, and what we're going to do is add some pieces to it One on that side and then one on the other side, and that should make it big enough to fit the Pontiac Tempest.
Okay, 58 hours later.
All I'm doing is just sewing around the perimeter, just inside of the edge of the piece of vinyl. So once I get these pieces sewn around the edge, I just trim them off. Try to keep the scissors on a 45-degree angle so it kind of back cuts it. The machine does all the work. All I'm doing is steering, kind of like a car. Now, if I did my math correctly, this piece will be the right size.
So basically this is going to be our exhaust system here. It's just tacked into place right now. What would have been ideal for this header setup would have been dual exhaust, obviously, but I don't have the tools, material, or time to make that happen. So we're going to go 2 into 1 like this, and then somewhere back in here is where I'm going to put, I guess around 18 to 20 inches, the O2 that we need for the fuel injection. Just got to clean this up now, get it all prepped, weld everything in, and then put it in the car for the 90th time, bolt it up. So I'm going to start the fuel injection system with fuel. This does not have a return style sending unit into the tank. There's only one line out, and that just feeds the fuel pump. With this fuel injection, we got to have a line coming back. So I'm going to start here at the sender. We're going to put a return style sender in it. Fuel will come out. What's not used comes right back and drops into the tank. And then right here on the fuel rail, up over here, we're going to be splicing into this and putting in a pre-filter, the actual digital electronic pump, and then a post filter. And then we got to run the fuel line back to here, and then also some electronic digital wires up to that pump. So I happened to notice here after a guy, pressure washed it, tore it down a little bit, a lot of the Craigslist rebuild is wearing off, So I'm going to put some new bearings back in it and rebuild the Craigslist build. Good opportunity to get under the exhaust system here that missed that. Performance cam going in. Looks pretty rebuilt from this side. Make her happen. This piece. Well, we got the Clifford intake in and the headers in. Just got to tighten up a few more bolts here. Basically what I'm fighting right now is the original bracketry for the power steering pump is not going to work. So a guy whipped up my own bracket and just welded that right to the header, and we retained that power steering. So I'm happy we were able to do that. Boop. But this is the extent of the exhaust system. That is it, and it's going to sound a lot better. Okay, back in for the 300th time. Maybe next time. Well, I think we're going to call it for today. It's getting very late. Got quite a bit done today. I got the fuel sending unit in, all the fuel lines, the pump, the pre and post filters, the header, the intake. Started on a little bit of the wiring, and Dan, you've been hard at it too. This thing is stripped out basically.
Yeah, we got the carpet out of it, we got the seats out of it. Tomorrow the headliner's coming out of it, and then still modifying seats to put back into it. So we got our work cut out for us.
But that's going to do it. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Yikes. But today is the day. This thing is going to be back running and completely put back together, but there's a lot to do yet. Right now I'm working on the throttle cable. I got to get that figured out. Still have to do all of the wiring, finish the fuel lines, and actually get that sniper in, programmed and tuned. Dan's working hard on the interior. He's getting very close to start putting stuff back in. And I called in Jessica. She's going to come out and help as well. I'm going to have her start on the paint, start buffing that, and hopefully by the end of today, we're going to have a completely transformed running car. The biggest change I'm going to be making to the Tempest is the Holley Sniper electronic fuel injection system. It's basically a 4-barrel throttle body with the injectors built right in there, and it's going to bolt right up to the Clifford intake. Now we just got to make sure that that's 12 volts, 12 V's on the dot. I don't think I've ever seen a 4-barrel EFI setup on a Pontiac OHC6 before, so this might actually be the first.
So these are listings. I'm going to sew these together and then sew one for each bow that there is to hold the headliner up.
So these are the final 2 connections I have for all of the wiring on the fuel injection system here. It's just positive and ground for the pump. And we're very close to firing this thing up. So I'm gonna have Jessica do the polishing on the car here while I continue to work on the engine and whatnot. This here machine, she can get really good around all the corners and edges, and you don't have to worry about burning any of the paint off. She'll hit everything from the trim down. I think the sides will polish up nice. This here is the original factory throttle cable here. Press on the gas pedal. That moves your carburetor right there. And this one is too short, not gonna work. And that's gonna be the start to the new throttle bracket. Oh, this better run. Now we can go to monitor, multi-gauge, vitals. We got 12.3 volts, that's good. And we'll crank it, see what happens. So far, everything's good. There it goes. Just like that. It's alive! What a difference. All right, let's get this paint done, get the interior done. We gotta go drive this thing. So we've got to finish the shine out to bring this car back around into a go-in-the-town rig. Jessica's got it buffed from the trim down, but we've got to deal with this. And this is really common when you're into old rigs and rescuing these things. And I've got a mixture here I'm going to show you guys. Anybody can do it. Pour some of this bowl linseed oil in. And then this is your shine. If you want to cut your shine, you're going to put in some earth ghost juice here. Okay? And the more of this you put in, the less shinier it gets. I'm not going to do it a lot. To do it derrick style, get your favorite penetrating oil, and you don't need a lot of this. Just like a spritz. Mix this up, and I'm telling you what, your mind's gonna be bottled. Watch what it does to this paint. There you go. Now I do have to tell you, when you take a flammable chemical and a flammable chemical and a flammable chemical and you mix them together, this is flammable now. Dispose of this properly or your shed might just go up in smoke. So I got a small issue here on the digicals for the Holly. I don't have a good 12-volt switch source. And what's happening is during cranking, the Holly is shutting off because it doesn't have enough power. But I can fix it with a relay under the dash. On, off, on, off, on, off, off, on, off. Okay.
We couldn't find any replacement carpet kits for this, so we're just gonna save some time and money and use the old spray on it.
I still can't get this voltage drop situation figured out. Can't have nothing nice. Every single pin on this fuse panel drops to about 1.5 volts, 2 volts when cranking. There it is. No. And I can't get it to go, so I need to fix this correctly. So I'm gonna do the right thing and just put in a toggle switch. You know, that'll kick the old Holly on and off. So right now I'm gonna take the old dash panel out. We got a replacement. And this one's not really bad. There's a blemish. Well, I can't find it now. Up here somewhere. Like a glove. Hey, we're having a productive day today, and I ain't kidding you. I got a lot to cross off. I'm gonna have some wristitis by the time I'm done here. Exhaust is done, intake's done, fuel injection, that's done. Shine juice, applied, she's shining. Headliner's repaired, but not quite in yet. The seats are almost recovered. Got the new dash in. The carpet is colored. We buffed it. Put all 4 new headlights in there. We got the sending unit in. We're looking really good here. Once we get this headliner in, then we can start putting in that carpet and seats and everything else. Dan has one more back to do, and he's almost done with it. You can see right back here. That's the back to the front seat, and then it's just assemble between the 3 of us. That should only take about 14 minutes and 39 seconds. Okay, time for carpet. Dan's got the headliner in, all the trim. That's looking good. Jessica recolored this earlier today and it's dry. What a cheap, easy way to change the color of your carpet. Do you want to throw the back seats in?
Okay. That one was like brutal. Oh, right through the window. Right.
Tuck it in. Lean. Use all your back.
Nope.
There we go.
I like it.
Seat done. Looks great, Dan. I feel the extra love you put into the foam. It's nice. We really put the work in today. We've got the whole car complete as far as what we're going to do with this thing. And I think tomorrow we're going to go for a spin. You guys want to go for a cruise tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go bomb around the hills of Tennessee and have a little bit of fun. That's going to do it for tonight. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. In just a couple days, look at what we were able to accomplish. We got a tremendous amount of work done on this. And just think what someone could do over the course of a year. We started with the tires and wheels, buffed the paint. Jessica put the shine juice on the top, kind of blend everything in. Brought all the stainless and chrome back around. Performance intake, performance headers, exhaust. Of course, that Holley Sniper has absolutely transformed this OHC6. Dan recovering the seats, package tray, fixing the headliner. Looks fantastic. Jessica colored the carpet, dash pad. Overall, we have a very nice, solid driver. I call it a going to town rig, and I think that's what we're about to do. Should we go for a drive?
Let's
Go
do
to
it.
town.
Ride's pretty good, doesn't it?
It does.
Ride's terrific.
What do you think was the hardest part about this one?
You know, not knowing if the 4-barrel fuel injection was going to work. You know, if you look and search around, it's not like there's people out there that go, I've done it, it works, here's how.
Well, this turned out really good. I think Dan did such a great job with the seats, recovering those,
Yeah.
and getting that dash pad put in.
And the body in this, there's no rust in
Yeah,
this
it
car.
looks good. It's pretty straight.
Well, I enjoyed waking this Pontiac up from a nap and working on it, but I just don't have the time to take it to its full potential. So I got an idea what to do with this car. We're gonna pass it on to a feller that's been looking for a project, and I think this is perfect for him. Hey Carlton, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Heard you've been looking for a project car?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, first impression?
It's beautiful.
The body is almost perfect. Brand new seats, but what makes this one super unique is now you've got the digital electronic fuel injection on this puppy sitting on top of a Clifford intake. You've got headers, you've got custom exhaust on it. It just needs someone like you to take it to the next level. Here you go.
And I appreciate that.
Pontiac Tempest is yours. Take care of it.
I appreciate you, Derek, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy it. Take care. And there goes my ride home. So I guess I've got to find something else. That's going to do it for this episode. Stay tuned. There's plenty more to rescue. Oh, there's a Camaro. Huh.
I summoned you, please come to me. Don't bury thoughts that you really want. I fill you up, drink from my cup. Within my life's what you really want.